Robyn Brown's arrival in the Brown family was bathed in divine light. For over a decade, TLC presented her courtship with Kody Brown as a morality tale, one rooted in religious purity and self-discipline. In hundreds of interviews and confessionals, Robyn consistently reported that her courtship with Kody Brown had been blessed by divine expectations. No touching, no kissing, only moral self-restraint. This narrative was in stark contrast to Kody's strained relationships with Mary, Janelle, and Christine, which had been growing more tense. It was enthralling. All of that changed, though, when Mary Brown discovered an old locked box in her Utah home. It contained production notes decades old, printed out emails and receipts that she hadn't looked at in years. That once so perfect fairy tale was starting to crumble. Concealed between a typed exchange of emails with TLC producers and a manila envelope labeled Legal Separation 2014, Mary found something jaw-dropping. A piece of paper titled Robyn Redemption Campaign Phase 1, Image Restoration and Courtship, Morality Budget. Hi guys, welcome back to Reality Recap. Don't forget to thumbs up this video. Mary sat stunned as she gazed at the amount at the bottom. $29,860. The details were brutal. Among the expenses, $4,500 for an image consultant, $6,800 for a chastity content specialist and private courtship scene retakes, $11,000 for a modesty-approved wardrobe, $2,300 for an emotional framing narrative coach, $3,260 for kissing footage edit out, $2,000 legal editing fees. Mary met the next day with Janelle Brown at a Utah coffee shop. Odd, the two went over the receipts together. Janelle, always the practical one, contacted her daughter, Maddie, immediately and asked if she could help dig through their old storage unit in Flagstaff. Janelle vaguely remembered signing off on some strange financial papers years earlier, but hadn't had a clue what they were for. Buried deep beneath tattered Halloween stuff and boxes of tax returns, Maddie discovered a crumpled folder with the TLC logo. A memo enclosed read, TLC proposes spiritual reframing of Robyn and Kody's relationship to fight public outrage over her previous marriage and kids. Emphasize fleeting physical contact on screen. Include verbal claims of chastity. Edit out pre-engagement scenes of interaction. Maddie's jaw had fallen. This is not a twist, it's a rewrite. Full stop, she said to Janelle. What came next shattered the Sister Wives fandom into shreds. A leaked Dropbox link, SWAW footage 209, Final Vault, posted by an anonymous Redditor, had unaired raw footage. In one video, Robyn and Kody were riding in the front seat of a car. Dark, dim lighting. The camera clearly real, not staged. They were sitting too close, laughing, flirting. Robyn jokingly pulled away and said, "Kody, stop. We shouldn't kiss until we're engaged." He leaned in, laughed, and whispered, "It'll be our little secret," and left a kiss on her neck. The date? March 12, 2009. That was 6 months before their first kiss on TLC. The internet went on fire, TikTok went viral, Reddit comment threads erupted, Twitter trending hashtags were Kody live-streamed from his Flagstaff garage on Instagram, clearly shaken, disheveled hair, red-rimmed eyes, standing before a half-deflated bouncy house. "You think you know what really went down?" he began, gazing at his phone. "We didn't hide anything. That money went towards spiritual counseling. We were just trying to be moral. TLC wanted that story, so we gave it to them." But the backlash was swift. "You kissed her first before she even met the other wives? $30K for a chastity makeover? You threw Janelle and Christine under the bus to make Robyn a saint?" Mid-sire, Kody abruptly shut off the live stream, but Robyn's actual life was about to implode even further. A second leaked clip surfaced on the internet just days later, this one admittedly taken on a personal cell phone. Robyn on the edge of her bed, mascara streaming down her face, sobbing into a crumpled tissue. "I never lied," she whispered. "I didn't pretend to be pure. I simply said I preferred a different courtship. I had no idea they would go this far." Then Dayton's voice cut in from off-camera. "You literally told TLC you hadn't kissed Kody," he said matter-of-factly. "And you told me to lie on those interviews? Quit pretending you didn't sign off on all of this." Robyn's eyes widened. She gasped and looked in his direction. "You have no idea how much pressure I was under, Dayton." The video abruptly cut off. In the meantime, Christine, Janelle, and Mary were all sitting together in a rented Airbnb on the outskirts of Flagstaff. Their hair freshly styled, each woman had a glass of red wine in her hand. Cameras were rolling on what TLC was now officially calling Sister Wives Reckoning. Christine didn't hold back. "We were emotionally manipulated. The rest of us were portrayed as bitter, jealous women throughout her entire courtship story, and none of it was even real." Janelle chimed in. "As Kody spent $30,000 transforming Robyn into a spiritual celebrity, our shared family fund was running out. I had to ration the food that my children consumed." There was a pause. Then Mary talked. She was kissing him. "When I was still legally married to him. And they made me out to be the villain. I don't forgive that." And then there was another leak. A TLC boardroom meeting this time. The top executives had been caught by a hidden camera while they were having a discussion. The audience is split down the middle. Half of them are appalled. The other half want Robyn and Kody essentially burned at the stake. If we're going to salvage this, the only thing we can do is let the ex-wives take over the narrative. And so, the network greenlit a new season. Meanwhile, warm golden light flowed over Mary Brown's weathered front porch as the late afternoon sun low in the Utah skies. It was strangely still within the house, the kind of stillness that follows years of incessant noise. Mary was in her home office, crouched in the back corner, digging through a cedar trunk she hadn't opened since 2014. Inside were old letters from Christine, tattered journals, and a birthday card in Janelle's handwriting. Then, beneath a stack of unopened tax returns, her fingertips brushed cold metal. A strange sensation tied itself in her belly. This wasn't nostalgic trash. She'd kept remnants of a life she'd worked so hard to leave behind. Early TLC contracts, spiritual divorce legal papers, and one envelope prominently labeled Courtship PR 2009, Do Not Destroy It. Handwriting was unmistakably Kody's. Her hands trembling, she opened it. Inside, printed out emails, receipts, and a TLC-logoed memo, and a payment breakdown for just under $30,000. Among the expenses listed, image consultant Robyn's Spiritual Redemption Services Courtship, coaching for Kody, reframing faith-based sessions, reshoots on some scenes, SUV intimacy removals, and a chastity campaign. Phase 1 budget Mary froze. The air grew thick. Every scene she'd filmed started flashing through her mind. Robyn denying they'd kissed, Kody claiming they were doing God's will. But Mary? She'd been depicted as angry, jealous, disobedient. The wife who wouldn't submit to God's plan. Only now did she see the truth. This wasn't godly. This was strategy. Business. Mary didn't text. She called. Janelle answered on the second ring, her tone cautious. "Hi, Mary." There were no niceties. "I've found something. I need you here, now." 2 hours later, Janelle came in, a Starbucks cup in one hand and skepticism on her face. "You said this was serious?" Without speaking, Mary slammed the paperwork onto the table. Janelle opened to the first page. Her eyes scanned close. Then she began to read, slower, more carefully. Her jaw fell open when she read the words, "Chastity Content Consultant," and "Scene Destruction for Continuity." "Oh my God," she whispered. Mary crossed her arms. They lied. To all of us. Janelle's mind began to race. She suddenly remembered the storage unit she still maintained in Flagstaff, one that contained potential old production records. She called Maddie, her always willing daughter, and asked for help sorting through it. The next day, under the beam of a fading light bulb, Maddie pulled out a labeled box that read TLC. Inside, there were episode scripts, tax returns, and production notes. One folder stood out. On the front, stamped, S2 Redaction Strategy, Robyn Integration. They included memos instructing producers to cut out early scenes of Robyn and Kody's physical affection, a rewritten script for the Season 2 finale, which unveiled a staged first kiss. Seminar notes from a spiritual framing workshop titled, How to Sell Robyn's Chastity. Maddie's eyebrows shot up. "Mom, they scripted the chastity," she said, appalled. "It was never a romance affair. It was brand marketing," Christine insisted. She was already in Utah, preparing for a speaking tour on religion, self-reliance, and parenting when the news broke. "There's nothing romantic about any of this," she said, her voice seething with indignation as she attempted to move closer towards the Zoom camera. "I knew. I used to cry myself into bed feeling like I wasn't enough. I thought maybe I was just jealous because Robyn was always so nice. But now, I can see it all so clearly." Her voice tightened. "They replaced me, labeled me unstable, and they did it in an effort to make her over into the Virgin Mary of Flagstaff." A mere 3 days later, Christine added herself to Mary and Janelle. After she had a chance to get her breath and cool down, the 3 former wives decided to leak a tell-all, not to the network, but to the truth. The initial leak didn't happen on TLC, it jumped straight to Reddit. Sister Wives forums flooded with an anonymous Dropbox link with the following text. Unseen, 2009, Robyn and Kody, private AR footage. The clip was uncut, raw, and painfully familiar. They were kissing, touching, laughing. "We shouldn't be doing this yet," Robyn said softly. "We're already in love," Kody replied. "It doesn't matter what they think." The timestamp? March 12, 2009. A full 6 months before TLC aired their first kiss, the illusion shattered. Social media went into meltdown. Global hashtags took over. But things didn't stop there. Another video emerged, raw and clearly personal, unedited. Robyn, sitting in her bedroom, sobbed into a crumpled tissue. Her mascara streaked. "I didn't lie," she sobbed. "I just wanted to change. I didn't want people judging me. I had a past. I thought if we told the story right, people would understand." But the camera did not stop. "You did lie," Dayton's voice whispered off screen. "You lied to TLC and said we'd never kissed. And you asked me to lie too." Robyn's face distorted. "I was just trying to protect you," she whispered. But more was going on off camera. Kody Brown, the polygamist father and veteran Sister Wives cast member, had just announced that he was looking forward to having more time with David Woolley. That's right. David Woolley, Christine Brown's new spouse, Kody's third wife, prior to the two of them divorcing in 2021. While there was drama galore back in the old days, Kody appeared rather relaxed and even friendly around David. Christine, blissfully now monogamous and married to David as of October 2023, seemed diplomatically willing to be civil. David, who runs a construction firm, as told by the Sister Wives Season 19 tell-all, is fully supportive of Christine being independent and is leery of Kody's manipulative nature himself. When Kody floated more time with David, like offering the possibility of a double date, David did not flat-out decline. Though he was leery, he did not rule it out either. Christine, however, was surprised, but did not exclude it completely. Her path to peace began in November 2021, when she formally divorced Kody after 27 years and 6 kids. As a one-time plural marriage advocate, Christine was frustrated with the favoritism displayed by Kody towards Robyn. She met David online in the first part of 2023, a widower with 8 children. They fell into a relationship quickly. In a matter of a couple of months, they were married. During the month of October 2023, they had a lavish wedding in Moab, Utah. The TLC channel aired the Sister Wives wedding special with a beautiful Christine and a devoted, gentlemanly David. Christine has labeled David her soulmate, the individual who provided her with the affection and attention she had sought out for so long. They've established what fans have dubbed an Airbnb empire together, working side by side to establish both a company and life built on equity. Their relationship was at center stage throughout Season 19. David respected Christine's independence while ensuring he established boundaries with Kody. Christine's evolution from a polygamist wife into a confident, autonomous woman in a thriving monogamous marriage was the ultimate come full circle. Facing down Kody may have been the boldest thing she ever did, but it was the right thing to do, even when Kody shocked her by asking David to join him on a guys' trip during the Season 19 finale, explaining that he needed to make their relationship stronger. David remained on his guard. Christine, laughing but unperturbed, was taken aback by the invitation. David? He respected peace, but he respected borders more. The reserved reaction of the couple spoke volumes. Rather than giving in to Kody's proposition, they chose maintaining their bliss, affirming that they were more committed to serenity than to melodrama. This so-called guys' trip, though, might have some positive benefits for both Kody and David. For Kody, now in a monogamous relationship with Robyn after the failure of his plural marriages, this path may provide an opportunity to look back, rebuild, and show he's moved beyond controlling behavior. Confrontation with David, a calm widower who cares about Christine's welfare, may challenge Kody to reevaluate himself and at last take responsibility. Meanwhile, David can use this time to reset his boundaries respectfully and reestablish his role as Christine's loving, supportive husband. Life in the blended family can get less stressful if everyone lives through it together and gradually becomes accustomed to these new dynamics. As long as treated respectfully on both sides, this road trip can lead to emotional growth and even possibly pave the way for better cohabitation among the cast members of Sister Wives Season 19. The season itself ended jaw-dropping with a 4-part tell-all special, which revealed the current dynamics between Kody Brown and his former wives. Throughout the course of the tell-all, viewers gained an uncensored look at what the ex-wives, Mary, Janelle, and Christine, had been building in their independence, while Kody had to confront the reality of his current relationship with Robyn. Suspense has always clung to the supposed purity of Kody and Robyn's romance, but on the special illusion exploded. When Sukanya Krishnan questioned Kody on camera about his life of pre-forbidden love sex, his audience gasped at his new candor. Though Kody and Robyn had long hailed their pure relationship, he confessed on camera to being Mormon naughty through his high school years, with Robyn and with other ex-girlfriends. He stood firm that as long as there was no sex, he was in religious confines, confessing to have no issue about going to first, second, or third base before married happiness with Mary. While he tried to flippantly brush aside the confession, it only served to highlight a well-entrenched hypocrisy. When Kody and Robyn were together, he was already married, and still had been intimate with Robyn, without telling or seeking permission from his other 3 wives. What he really meant to draw as innocent or funny, his actions were interpreted quite differently by the viewers. TLC's Instagram account became overwhelmed with criticism after sharing a video of his words. "You chose Robyn, but you did it in an ugly way," a fan posted. Another chimed in with, "No one needed that much detail." Janelle added to the drama on the tell-all, revealing Kody and Robyn courted for a full year, a highly irregular timeline in their faith, especially for a man still married to his first 3 wives. She said the prolonged courtship made her question Kody's loyalty to his first 3 wives entirely. Christine pushed it further. She insisted Kody and Robyn were still keeping the whole truth from them about their relationship. In college, she remembered, Kody had already admitted to losing his virginity, something Robyn and Mary were only seemingly privy to until he reopened the subject during the January 5th episode of Sister Wives. Kody called it devastating, due to the emphasis on purity in his faith. But to Christine, the actual betrayal was not the past, wasn't even the concealment, packaging, and sale to the family as sacred. She said that she was deceived, especially after seeing excessively intimate wedding pictures and remembering lengthy road trips Kody took just to be with Robyn. "They just lied," Christine said. She also reminisced about Kody's on and off style with affection during his marriages, and the way he'd kiss one wife in public, but not others. Christine had previously confronted this imbalance in their religious system, but now that Robyn had entered the picture, she was able to see just how lopsided and unfair the dynamic really was. She remembered being jealous and hurt when Kody and Robyn kissed after they got engaged, long before there was even a wedding planned. It was a glaring example of Kody indulging in his own selfish wants and concealing himself behind religion, a strategy that kept the other wives in the background. Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more breakdowns, drama, and news from the world of Sister Wives. Thanks for watching, everyone.